school, I've had a passion for computers. This led to my interest in computer science and programming. I wanted my capstone to reflect this interest. Another factor in my decision process for my capstone was that I wanted to help a charity that I have been involved in the past. With all of these requisites in mind, I could think of no other organization but Faith in Serving Humanity, or FISH. FISH is a national charity organization that does many things for the needy. West Knoxville FISH runs the food delivery service. This service has volunteer drivers deliver groceries to the houses of homebound people. These people are unable to get food or get to a food kitchen on their own. Several churches sponsor this service around Knoxville, one of which is First Farragut United Methodist Church. I have volunteered with my grandfather several times at First Farragut as drivers to deliver food. However, it was not long until I realized how outdated their system of taking orders was. One person would answer the phone and write down on a paper form all of the information relevant to the delivery, such as the caller's name, address, and the number of family members in the house or apartment. This form would then be passed down to another volunteer who would log the form on a computer so that it could be submitted to Second Harvest, the food supplier, and the West Knox Fish organization. The form would be passed again to one or two volunteers with a large paper map of Knoxville. They would map each address and put a pin so they could organize routes for the drivers to take. The drivers then travel to a pantry where all of the food for the deliveries is kept. There are pre-loaded bags of food with 3 different types depending on the size of the family. There are several extra cans of food as well as 3 freezers that hold bread. This last week, Fish had extra food to give to families for Thanksgiving, including canned hams and different types of fruits. Here are a couple pictures of the old maps the volunteers used. 1 or 2 volunteers would lean over the map with a magnifying glass to find street names and addresses so they could place a pin on them. This process was very time-consuming and monotonous. When it came to do my capstone, FISH was a great opportunity as it allowed me to create a website that would help the volunteers organize this process. Before I started working on the website, I had some expectations as well as some concerns. First of all, I expected the website to make the task the volunteers had to do easier and less time-consuming. But the website also needed to have all the functions that the volunteers were already doing. I specifically wanted the website to automatically map delivery locations and give the drivers an easy-to-read sheet that had all of the information they needed on it, as well as a map with the deliveries mapped on it. Along with these expectations, I had some concerns. I was not sure if the volunteers at FISH would completely adjust to the new program and continue to use it after I created it. I was also concerned about the time it would take me to finish the website. The creation of the website took about a year. I used Microsoft Azure Cloud Service to host the website and Microsoft Visual Studio to program it. The first step I took was to figure out how to form a database to store all of the information needed for deliveries. After learning how to program and use a database, I was able to create the form that the volunteers who answers the phone uses on the website and store that information. This online form contains the same information as the paper form. I plan to use the address entered to map that address on the online map so that volunteers could easily see the points without having to map by hand. The map was one of the most important functions of the program, but also one of the most difficult to accomplish. The major problem was printing the maps for the drivers. I had originally used Google Maps for the map on the website. However, the map would never print correctly. After several attempts to fix this issue, I decided to switch to Bing Maps, which worked flawlessly. I was also able to program the website to make the reports that the drivers needed and the driver sheets automatically. I am now excited to show you a quick demonstration of the website. So, if I go to the list of deliveries is the main part of the website that the volunteers at Fish use. Takes a little bit to load. Okay, so here's a page with a list of deliveries. There are currently around 450 deliveries logged on the website, and you can either filter the list by date or by driver, whichever one they needed to do. If you click the Add Delivery button, it brings you to another page. Here you can add a new delivery by entering the caller's name, phone number, zip code, and address. I'll enter my information as an example. Go. And I have to enter my address, or it will not enter the information to the website. And I click Add, and it is saved, and you can see it's right here. And if I change from list view to map view, you can see all the deliveries of all time. And if I filter it by date, I think it put it under. Oh. If you would enter, it brings you back to this. Filter by date. And you hit Update List. Show the delivery. So previous one I have at my house. This is so. If you click this pin here, this is the pin I just entered, the black one. If I click that, then assign a driver. Say my grandfather. Hit Save, and filter it by his name. Should show. Yeah, it changed the color to his. And if you hit Delivery List, a sheet will come up, will be formed to give to the drivers. There is a map of all the deliveries as well as all the information about that delivery. This is to be printed out to give to the driver so they know where to deliver food and what groceries to get out of the pantry. There are typically more than one here, about 4 or 5 per driver. And if you click Export to Excel, it will open an Excel spreadsheet. Which is here. Sorry. Which is right here, and it has all of the, this is the format that Second Harvest requires the information to be in. So it includes all the information about each delivery, and it can be easily submitted to Second Harvest. Okay, that's the majority of the website. It's functional. And I have learned a lot from this project. The main thing I've learned is perseverance. While programming, it never seems as if nothing works the first or second time. I was constantly going back and changing several small things to make sure they worked 100% of the time. Sometimes I ran into problems where no easy solution would appear, such as my problem with the map. I would spend hours and hours trying to fix the problem to no avail. However, I eventually found a solution after days of work and patience. Working on this project also taught me a great deal about programming. The only previous experience I had with programming was with robotics. Creating the website gave me more depth into this area. I learned I really enjoyed programming. While frustrating at times, I really enjoyed creating the website. It was almost like a puzzle where I had only certain commands I could use to develop a large project. Looking back on the project, there would be some things I would do differently. One of the biggest things I would change would be starting with Bing Maps. Not only did Bing Maps print better, it also allowed me to put labels on the map pins. I would avoid the entire problem with printing the map and save several hours I could have spent improving other areas of the website. Two other things I would have changed is making the driver instruction sheets and the reports earlier. If I had made them earlier than I did, the volunteers could have tested and used these important areas of the program sooner. Looking to my future, this project has influenced me greatly. This project has increased my excitement for computer science. I plan to pursue a career in computer science and major in computer science in college. I am encouraged that First Farragut plans to continue to use the program. Other churches have also expressed an interest in the website. I'm excited to see my website will continue to serve more people in Knoxville. Thank you for your time.